there Star Wars collectors, and welcome to another Bossk Bounty video, and welcome to episode 9 of Finish the 96. So this is a mini series that I've been doing which looks at the original 96 figures released by Kenner and talking about which ones Hasbro still need to make in the modern vintage collection. This week will be the final episode and we have 3 figures to talk about, plus a bit of a roundup at the end. So hopefully you have been enjoying the series. If so, please drop a like down below, and if you are new to the channel or finding this series for the first time, be sure to subscribe and check out the previous episodes, which are all grouped together in a handy playlist on the channel. Alright then, with all that being said, we ended last week's episode talking about Hammerhead, and as we already have the Tusken Raider and Walrus Man, also known as Ponda Baba, also known as Bumface. Man, this guy's got more names than Christian from the Smuggler's Canyon. Anyway, I digress. We do have those already, so we move on to C-3PO. Very much like the Stormtrooper, we have had C-3PO on a vintage card in the past, but on both occasions the film logo was The Empire Strikes Back. First released in 2004 in the Vintage Original Trilogy collection, and then again in 2010 in TVC 1.0. Quite amazing when you think about it. After all, we are talking about a first 12 figure here, one of the main characters from throughout the saga, and we don't have him on the correct Star Wars card back. As for the figures, both are pretty bad in my opinion. The most recent version is both undersized and is far too dull in colour in my opinion. We also do not need all of his removable panels. I think the last decent 3PO was actually released in a Legacy Collection battle pack called Resurgence of the Jedi. This figure is articulated, it's the correct scale, and is vac metalized. So if they aren't going to make a new 3PO, then this is the figure that I would like to be on that Star Wars card back. Next on the list is IG-88, and this is another one that Hasbro have released on a vintage card. Released in the Vintage Saga collection in 2007, the figure itself does resemble the source material pretty well. The problem is the articulation. For modern day standards, this figure no longer holds up, especially now we have the brand new IG-11, which is contender for Figure of the Year. Now you may think that with a simple repaint, IG-88 would be an easy one for Hasbro to do, and in some respects you would be right. However, there are some subtle differences between the two assassin droids. Obviously not enough for the Black Series, as the 6-inch IG-11 is a straight repaint of the IG-88. So I suspect when Hasbro come to do IG-88 in the vintage collection, they may just repaint the new IG-11. But here's hoping they go further and make the necessary changes. Next on the list is R5-D4, which we already have, so we move on to the Ugnaught. Now when the Carbon Freezing Chamber was released, I was shocked that they didn't use it as an opportunity to repack one of the Ugnaughts from the Legacy collection. In all honesty, I would have taken either of them. Both of them look the part and do what they need to do. Each one was packed with a little control panel, something else that the Carbon Freezing Chamber was missing. And due to their small size, the control panel would have fit alongside them in the bubble. So why didn't Hasbro take this easy option? Maybe the question should be why Hasbro haven't gone back and done any of the figures from the Legacy collection, such as Jiran, the Nikto Gunner, Herchep Kalfas and Malakili, all of which are good enough for the vintage collection. The answer might be that they no longer have the molds, which is a rumour that has been floating around for a while, but who knows. Anyway, the final 2 figures on the list are the Jawa and Power Droid, both of which we now have in the vintage collection, so let's have a little recap and work out how far we are from finishing the 96. I count 35 figures on card backs that still need to be released in the vintage collection, which is going to take Hasbro a long time to do. Hopefully this means that the vintage collection will be around for a long time to come. But that's just counting the ones that are truly missing. What about the anomalies such as incorrect movie logo, or a figure that may be good enough that has been used on another card image such as the pop-up lightsaber R2-D2? If we add those in, then we get to 42, which is just under halfway there. So as you can see, still a very long way to go, but for me there are some that are far more important than others. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia and Old Ben on Star Wars cards are a must for the line that calls itself the Vintage Collection. And then there are other classics like Hammerhead and Squidhead, which for me would really enrich the line. Everyone loves a weird alien. So there you have it. I hope you've enjoyed watching this series as much as I have in making it. A big thank you to all my Patreon and channel members for the continued support, and a huge thank you to you, the viewers, for watching and for all your comments. I've plenty more ideas for content going forward, so click the little bell for notifications so you never miss a video. So come on Hasbro, finish the 96, and as always, we shall see you on the next one.